recent patches, updates to Pokemon Unite since then, but you obviously notice with all those green check marks and now with this match going underway, we still don't see that Lucario in the match. So is everybody pleased by that? Lucario stands maybe that are upset by that? You got to let us know right here, because it is a little bit more significant just because Lucario again was so prevalent. It was like you pretty much 9+ times out of 10 you'd see one.
Yeah, for the most part you are ready to go ahead and see all that play out, but for the most part, you know, Banger X2 just trying to figure out what they want to go ahead and push, and just make it a little bit tougher for them.
And I do think we need to make sure that our production nose isn't it flipped right here. So it should actually be, I think, Banger X2 there for purple, and obviously orange there. There you go. They got it right as I'm talking. I think they already knew, and I'm just, now I sound like a jerk. But anyway, there we go. We're going to see that +9 dunk in right here. Banger X2 looking all right, but hey, staying toe-to-toe is going to be Tacenda Black, 18-16. We're close. Only a minute in and one drop.
Yeah, and you see how Tacenda Black decided to rotate a ton of people up to top. They understand that, hey, we might not have the damage, but we can rotate the numbers up there, and that is exactly what they did in order to go ahead and secure these first Bs and making it tougher. OG was taken at the moment and actually get that pick off and get a quick score in. So Tacenda Black just showing that, you know, organization is really helping them out there.
Yeah, very, very nice, especially this early on, right? So when you see something like 26, I mean, we're looking real good right there. Obviously, Banger going to drop in this 9 right here. It's looking all right. This is kind of an interesting little skirmish. We saw Rex doing this, and we've seen a Hoopa play this before, Kanashi, a few times in tournament play where they do try to invade that central area space. And sometimes it can pay off. You know, we saw Indie Bear actually kind of thwarting some of these too. And right there, obviously, I don't think able to go on a full-on rampage Rex, but still at least bringing some of Tacenda Black off of their objectives.
Yeah, and Tacenda Black is answering the favor as well, just going back into their enemy jungle as well, just making it tough for the Zero Aura to get the levels that they want. So once again, Tacenda Black doesn't necessarily have like the massive firepower that a lot of other teams usually come in, bringing in, like, you know, Dragonite or just a lot of Pokemon that have damage. Instead, they're looking to just survive these fights, but also make it tough for them to figure out where they want to be. So you see Freak going to be able to get out of there, utilizing that hyperspace hole to get out. Going to go ahead and bring him back as well. Might be looking at OG was taken here, but they're going to bring Rin up here, trying to take away a little bit of the farm, maybe even get a little bit of this Beast farms while they can. Now it looks like the rest of Tacenda Black has got to figure out how they're going to go ahead and rotate down for the objective now, having to wait for that hyperspace hole to get up. Meanwhile, Banger X2 going to bring down everybody, and they are already in position here. They're just waiting on that cooldown from Tacenda Black, and here it is now. They're going to go ahead and try to bring everybody back down here. The Banger X2 already in position to go ahead and chunk away this Dread already at a quarter. It's going to be stolen from them. Tacenda Black going to be able to go ahead and grab that, utilizing that Trevenant push in order to go ahead and get that. Now just zoning out Banger X2. Might be able to try to score, maybe even break the goal, but I think their goal is to try to get it as close to breaking as possible, and they are just applying that pressure. Banger X2 not going to make it easy though, and keeping them off of the goal for as long as possible.
Nice series of events, I'd say, from Tacenda Black right there. Able to steal right there was definitely key. And then we're obviously noticing both of our slow bros staying in this with that amnesia, clearly forgetting everything that happened. But look at this. It's looking real nice right here if you're Tacenda Black, because you got that momentum already. Tibby is just staying in this fight, keeping both of these players off. And then Morning trying to come in here for the save. It's just barely. Kanashi, they were so close to making this happen. But no, it is actually going to result in the KO. So anyway, what we're seeing also, though, is Freak gonna get this KO as that tree right here, and then able to dunk in this 38. So this will be pretty nice because that goal had 5 on it. So the overcap right there is looking good. And once again, setting up Tacenda maybe for another objective right here as they go for Rotom.
Yeah, they're grabbing the front goal first so that this could apply pressure to goal 2. If they do happen to score in goal 2 as well, it opens up the main goal, which, you know, it makes Rotom even scarier to deal with. But OG was taking, trying to push them away here. Rin also diving into the back, trying to already focus down Tibby. Going to be able to drop them, but it's going to be traded out by Reggie. You do hear the Bliss assistance coming out as well, trying to keep the rest of the team up by nines, trying to stay alive here. But we will see if that is the case. They are going to get pushed into the hyperspace hole. Going to be able to come all the way back, and now OG was taken, looking to take a couple lives here, looking at Freak first, but dealing damage already, utilizing that curse, but it's going to get brought down there. Curios already there to go ahead and protect up the team. Just now going to have to deal with the Dread deal with the Rotom as Dread is just about to spawn here.
Well, good on Tacenda Black for making that kind of pressure, and obviously good on Banger for answering to that really well in a big way, really. But obviously it does make it so that Tacenda Black had this opening right there. That's what we were going to say, and I was going to speak about it in future tenses, but obviously we can now say it in the past because it did happen. So it was leaving that opening for them. So again, wonderfully played, very organized. Kanashi was talking about this earlier, but having everything sort of, we're crossing the T's, we're dotting the I's here, so it's all looking pretty nice as we get into that sort of latter half of the mid game. They were letting their Freak flag fly when they had Freak, the tree, up there at the top, and he definitely made some havoc before being dropped. So again, this was pretty devastating for Tacenda. And notice this team fight going on here, Kanashi. They're going to be pushing them back. Hopefully Banger going to be making a Banger on this goal right here on this bottom path. They need that T1 maybe to break, some kind of leeway, some kind of help here in this stage of the match.
Oh my god, Freak is just running at them like a madman, pushing them back as well, trying to get a little bit going, but looks like they are going to be using Curios to go ahead and hold them up into place there. They're looking to try to maybe turn it around, but the hyperspace hole is going to go ahead and bring Tacenda Black back home. But now Rotom is up here at top. This is a very interesting Rotom, you know, it is kind of spawning in the middle of the game here. For Tacenda Black, it would be really nice if they can get it later, and then use that as pressure so that they can either take or create space for Zapdos. But it looks like it's already going to be contested here. Banger X2 already applying pressure, trying to look at one, trying to bring down Reggie first was their main form of damage, and Freaks trying to stay alive as well as the tree dropping dangerously low, and the curse not going to be enough to pop there, and OG was taken. Looking at Tibby next, might be able to go ahead and clean that up, but you already see Banger X2 trying to break the goal before the Rotom gets there, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Rotom is going to be touching that first goal, and they're not going to be able to apply that pressure to goal number 2. We do see the rest of the team getting ready for the final Dreadnought and potentially getting ready for the final stretch.
That's right. I mean, Banger X2 at least made it known that, hey, we do not want them to get that Rotom, so they responded in a big way, at least for that. They did not want to send a Black on it. So right now, Dreadnought dropping dangerously. There it goes. All right, so right side team, you notice that was done with the hyperspace hole. Many people know this by this point, but just in case you don't, that does deal a small bit of damage. And so a lot of Hoopas we have seen in tourneys, they will maybe get that last hit on farm, get that final hit somewhere that's necessary, just like that, for instance, with that Dread. So that was very nicely done with those hyperspace holes, and both Hoopas, both sides were trying to do the same exact thing.
Yeah, and they are just trying to get those last hits in. Also gives them a little bit of a speed boost as well. So we are about to enter into the final stretch. We do see Tacenda Black just getting into position here and trying to play defense, preventing Banger X2 from getting in here. They already catch out Curios, trying to bring him down, but he's trying to forget what damage he took. What damage? He's continuing it forward, but he's getting pushed away by Freak, and the rest of Tacenda Black is going to go ahead and bring him down to start. So that's going to be one missing on the side of Banger X2, but we will see if that is going to be enough as they're slowly chipping away here at the Zapdos, trying to apply a little bit of pressure for Banger X2 to get in there. Hyperspace hole also going to be popped to bring back the rest of the team. We do see Reggie dropping dangerously low. That is their only form of damage on Tacenda Black, but the rest of the team is tanky. They are getting ready to push in here. Like Banger X2 getting shoved around from the tree, getting held, getting pushed, getting scalded by Tacenda Black, making it tougher for them. OG was taking kind of in the back here, trying to find a quick pick here, going to be able to scramble that poor Blissey in the back, and the Freak trying to get that down, but it looks like Tacenda Black's going to be able to get that last hit. Really good play coming out to go ahead and secure this down, but it's going to cost them their lives. But Zapdos down, it's going to make it really tough for Banger X2 to go ahead and make this climb back. They are going to prevent the first score. Can they prevent more? They're going to go ahead and see if they can. You do see Tacenda Black still running at these goals, a little bit of time left, and they are going to let one of them through. Reggie just getting those last scores in. It's dangerously close. Only 80-point difference here, as we do see Curios trying to get that quick score in. Can they get that in time? Trying to zone off nines, trying to get a little bit in there before they can go ahead and push. But you do see this is the reason why they're doing this. They're creating a little bit of space so that top goal can maybe get a score in, but they both have 50s. gonna take a long time. 10 seconds left. They're gonna be TPing each other up to bottom and top, trying to get a little bit left in here, but Tacenda Black is gonna play enough defense to prevent Banger X2 from getting in. And that might be the game here for our first game of this best of 3 series.
This was what we wanted to see, ladies and gentlemen. Banger X2 coming back at the last second to try, and they do. Victorious. That's going to be 329 for Banger X2 to 316 to Tacenda Black. Ladies and gentlemen, they done did it. It was crazy. Kanashi called it exactly as it was happening when so much was happening. There were Hundo Duncans right here that we can see on that final stretch, and it was just madness. We got to see what these numbers also amount to, Kanashi, with the damage and all of that. That's going to paint the story.